Okay, let's run it down for you. Thursday, June 27th, Atlanta, Georgia, CNN debate. Trump has agreed in theory. I don't know if he'll object to some of the specifics. I would, and I'll tell you which ones. But that's where it's going to be. Then a second debate, ABC News, September 10th, which is lucky for us because that's the day Confronting the Presidents comes out. So there's going to be a lot of interest in presidents when they debate September 10th. Now, just today it was announced that CBS will hold a vice presidential debate. We don't have a date yet because there's no Republican candidate yet. But CBS is going to run that in, and Kamala Harris has said good. So let's just take a look at what's going on here, really, okay? Not the phony stuff. So RFK Jr. is not going to be involved in the debate, and as I said in the message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com, that's a good thing for the country. I want to hear what he has to say, okay? But this is so important, the presidential election, and he has no shot. There's no chance on earth he would win. So he takes up valuable time, and he's a conspiracy theory guy. He rolls that out. And so you'd have to fact check that, and it's just not worth it. I feel for him. All right, he's a sincere man. I do believe that. He'd like to be in the debates. His supporters, 15%, would like to see him there, but it's better for the country, in my opinion. There's a key provision in Biden's demands on this debate front. I use demands because the Biden people got out in front of this. They caught the Trump people by surprise because Trump is preoccupied by his trial. Okay? So they're going to cut the mics of the candidate who's not being questioned by the moderator, who's not talking. That's a good thing. You'll remember the Trump interruptions hurt him in 2020. Hurt him. And he was interrupting every 2 minutes. And so, fine. I have no problem with that. Then there's Trump wants to stand up, Biden wants to sit down. That's easy. If you want to stand up, President Trump, stand up. You want to sit down, President Biden, sit down. You know, so whatever you want, you can do. Now, here's the problem. There's two moderators, Dana Bash. No, it's not a problem, Dana Bash. I mean, Dana Bash is a liberal woman, but she's, okay. But Jake Tapper is a vile, vile human being and should not be on that debate stage. And if I were Donald Trump, I would never, ever consent to Jake Tapper asking me anything. Why? Let me back it up. So you have to go all the way back to 2016 when Trump won. Jake Tapper was very angry that Trump beat Hillary Clinton. Subsequently, Tapper has bashed Donald Trump. And in very, very unprofessional and odious, word of the day, it means hateful, ways. So on October 4th, 2020, you may remember, a month before the presidential vote, 2020, President Trump was sick with COVID. Here's what Tapper said.
Sick and in isolation, Mr. President, you have become a symbol of your own failures. Failures of recklessness, ignorance, arrogance. The same failures you have been inflicting on the rest of us. Get well, and please, for the rest of us who don't get to go to Walter Reed, get well and get it together.
All right, so using Trump's illness to bash him, that's really cheap. And that's what he did almost every day. But here's something even worse. This happened last September on the 18th. Go.
Leading this hour, with 4 weeks until Iowans cast the nation's first votes in the 2024 presidential race, the dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, in the United States. This time given life by former president and current Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump. The Jew, Hitler wrote, quote, poisons the blood of others. This, according to Hitler, posed an existential threat to Germany because, quote, all great cultures of the past perished only because the originally creative race died out from blood poisoning, unquote. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
So Trump is Hitler. Again, this is just vile. And on a personal note, because I always want to tell you the truth, I despise Jake Tapper. I have for years. I wouldn't spend 10 seconds in his presence. And last night I was in the presence of a bunch of CNN people. And I'll tell you about that in the final thought on this broadcast. But to have this man as a moderator, number one, tells the country that CNN doesn't have any personnel. They have nobody who can do the debate, and that's true. Now, there may be some dayside people who could handle it, and this Erin Burnett, I think, could probably do it. I think she's intelligent. Anderson Cooper, I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't know really what to say. But if Tapper is the best, if that's who they're putting up there, so I'm Donald Trump, and I see this, and I go, I'm not going to do it. You got to have somebody else because Hitler, call me Hitler. Tapper, call me Hitler. That disqualifies him from being in my presence. I'm not going to answer his questions. I'm not going to be around him. That's a reasonable position. You'd have to spell it out because Biden will run wild going, oh, he's afraid of me. Trump's afraid of me. Yeah, all that stuff. But it's reasonable. And me, no way. I'm in a room. Jake Tapper walks in. I walk out of the room. That's how strongly I feel about the man, just so you know. Everything is expensive these days. You know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.